Welcome back to this React series. In the previous video, we went over the tools we needed to start building our React apps and we went ahead to download them. In this lesson, we would go over how to create a basic React app using the tools we downloaded. To start building our React apps, we need to create a folder on our desktop, which will be our project folder, and we'll call it a basic React app. We then have to launch VS Code, and in VS Code, we'll click on File and we'll select Open Folder. From the pop-up box, we'll navigate to our folder and we'll click on Select Folder. So we have opened the folder in VS Code. Now, to actually create the React app, we have to click on Terminal here and select New Terminal. Inside the new terminal, we run the command npm create vite at latest like this, and we'll hit enter. Once the command runs, it will ask you for your project name. Now, we have already described the project name with the folder name, so we'll just have to pass in a full stop there and it will automatically set our folder name to the project name. When asked for the package name, the folder name will be provided as the package name, and we can simply accept that as well. From the options, we will choose the framework we are trying to use, and in this series we are using React. We'll be using React with JavaScript, so we'll select JavaScript from the options provided. After that, we'll need to run npm install so that we can install every package we need to actually run our app. Once the command finishes running, you would notice that a node modules folder has been added to our project. And we are going to go over the project folder structure in a few minutes. But before we do that, let's head back to the terminal and run the command npm run dev to see our basic React app. Once we run that command, we'll be provided with this link, which when we copy and paste into our browser, we would see our basic website. And in our Chrome browser, let's paste the link and search it. We have our React app, basic React app opened up. Usually, this link here would say localhost 5173. However, because I have two other React projects opened up currently, so mine says 5175. If yours says 5173, there is nothing wrong with that. Now, let's go over what these folders and files do. The node modules folder contains all the packages and dependencies installed in our projects. Packages and dependencies are simply small pieces of software that enables our projects to run. Back in VS Code, when we open up this node modules folder, you see that we have a lot more folders nested in it. These are the packages and dependencies which our React app uses. Usually you would not do anything in this node modules folder, and so will not be touching it as much. The public folder is used to hold static assets that can be directly accessed by the browser. This includes fonts, images, videos, and so many more, SVGs included. So with a public folder, anything you put there can be accessed by the browser. So a user to your site can actually see whatever you put in the public folder. Now, the SRC folder is where we'll be most concerned with, because this folder is where we'll be writing all our React code, including our components and functions. Now, the gitignore file is where we specify any file we don't want committed to our GitHub repository. So the ESLint config file is simply the file where we configure our ESLint. Basically, a linter is a software that helps us to apply basic rules to the code we want to write. This index.html file is the root file of our application. This is where our React app is going to be rendered. This package.json file simply holds data about our React app, and the package log.json file simply has the versions of every package we are using specified inside. This vite-config file is, as the name suggests, is a file where you can configure your Vite bundler. So that's just about it for this video. And in our next lesson, we'll go over the basic concepts of React, such as GSS, component, state, and prop. We'll also be creating our very first component and seeing how we can output code to the browser. With that said, remember to subscribe and hit the like button for more valuable content, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy coding.